That's a good question. First of all, people who have grown up with a secure attachment tend to display trust in themselves as well as in their partners. In conflicts, these people are able to rationally evaluate the situation and identify the problem rather than blaming themselves or their partners. With trust, they're confident that minor arguments will not negatively impact their relationships, which also allows them to maintain a healthy relationship. Their ability to rely on their partners at times of stress reflect their early attachment experiences, such as relying on their caregivers to protect them against danger and using them as a secure base to freely explore their surroundings. On the other hand, people with insecure avoidant attachment styles display trust in themselves, but not really in others. As a result, they have difficulty relying on others for comfort and building deep connections with them. They may also have challenges expressing empathy to others. For example, if a partner experiences distress, they are likely to give logical solutions rather than to provide warmth and compassion to them. Of course, this is not always a bad thing, and it is just another way that these people express their love for their partners. The next is insecure resistant. People with this attachment style tend to think that they're not worthy of love, and as a consequence, they can show clingy behaviors or over reliance on their partners. People of this type also often display fear of abandonment. The biggest difficulty that these people experience is perhaps their mistrust of their partners. The fear of abandonment is not something that truly exists in the real world, but it is rather something that's internalized, which makes it harder for them to get rid of such negative thoughts. In the movie Go Will Hunting, which stars Matt Damon and Robin Williams, and if you haven't watched this movie, I strongly recommend you to. Will Hunting's romantic relationship in this movie reflects this attachment style. He exhibits a strong fear of abandonment, that he intentionally hurts his partner's feelings and leaves her, even when his partner tries to reassure him of how much she loves him. The last is insecure disorganized. People with this attachment style show fear for developing a romantic relationship. Due to numerous negative early experiences or even childhood trauma, these people may have difficulty accepting the fact that they deserve love, and these thoughts can be externalized as negative behaviors or even aggression to their partners. However, what should be noted here is that these are all correlational, so we must not generalize these findings to every individual. However, not surprisingly, infancy and childhood experiences can be significant predictors of people's romantic relationship outcomes. But does that mean people with insecure attachment styles are doomed and can never be in a healthy relationship?
Well, no. People with insecure attachment styles still can and do form and build healthy relationships. And that is seen even in popular movies like Frozen. Is that too old? Maybe it's time to let it go?
Hello, Matt.
Anyway, Anna at the start of the film appears to have an anxious attachment style, from how quickly she forms a relationship with Hans, and how she is constantly seeking to connect with Elsa, who, with her desire for distance, appears avoidant. These are not very healthy relationships, of course, since Elsa accidentally hurts Anna, and Hans is Hans. But as we see from the sisters' relationships, and with Anna's relationship to Kristoff at the end of the film, healthy relationships are possible when they no longer let fear dictate their actions and see each other with empathy. So, insecure attachments do not mean unhealthy relationships. But Jessica, does that mean insecure attachment styles can become secure through relationships?
Of course, whenever we talk about attachment styles, it's always important to note that they do not determine a person's future. People with an insecure attachment style can become more secure through relationships, whether that's with a lover, through friends, family members, mentors, teachers, professors, etc. A supportive and healthy relationship can be a great opportunity for someone with an insecure attachment style to learn new ways of relating to each other and develop a more secure attachment style through it. However, it is important to note that this process of becoming more secure is not solely dependent on relationships, but it also requires personal growth and self-reflection. It also may take some time and effort to change deeply ingrained attachment patterns. Seeking the help of a therapist or a counselor can also be very beneficial in this process. With that, let's wrap up by each sharing a tip on how to improve attachment styles alone or with your partner.
For all the people out there who might have an avoidant attachment style, here's one tip to consider when managing your relationships. Take space when you need it. It is completely fine to need an extra moment during a high emotion situation. In fact, getting a few minutes to step back and think more clearly can be very helpful in managing the conflict better. Just remember to communicate clearly with your partner to avoid misunderstandings. You can try saying something like, I know that this is something we really need to talk about, but I feel overwhelmed and need a few minutes before I can continue. I promise to talk with you about it once I am ready. This will give you the chance to de-escalate the situation and could even end up strengthening your relationship.
That's an amazing point, Nina. Working off of that, practice empathy, compassion, and patience with yourself and or with your partner. Try to understand your partner's perspective and be supportive of their efforts to change their attachment style. Remember, no one's perfect at the end of the day, and compatibility and effort matters. There's no such thing as a perfect match. It is all about working at our strengths and weaknesses together. What me and my boyfriend often like to say to each other is that 1 + 1 = 3. In other words, the combination of energies, not the math-wise, it doesn't make sense, but the combination of strengths, energies, resources, talents, and efforts equal more than the sum of parts. So it's two people working together and creating not just me and my partner, but also an us.
These are all great advice. Romantic relationships can be challenging, especially if you have experienced toxic relationships. In this case, the best tip I could give is to never blame yourself for any conflicts with your partner. As Jessica mentioned, perfect relationships almost don't exist, and the conflicts can often even help strengthen your relationship with your partner. Always communicate, say kind words to each other, and also think before you talk so that you won't unintentionally hurt your partner's feelings.
Awesome. Well, that's all we have for our episode on attachment styles and relationships. We hope that this sparked some new ideas in your mind and was a little educational, or we hope that you learned something or related through our conversations today. Remember, becoming aware of your attachment style is the first step in improving your relationships. Whether you're working on improving your attachment style alone or with a partner, it takes time, effort, and self-reflection. With practice and patience, you can learn to develop a more secure attachment style and build healthier relationships. Stay tuned for our future episodes every Tuesday at 8 p.m. Thanks for listening. Bye.